Hello everyone. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to simulate a boat in a wavy seawater, and I'm going to use VOF model together with open channel flow as well as dynamic mesh. And the thing is that I'm going to use dynamic mesh without any layering or remeshing, and I'm going to use a technique that allows me to avoid those remeshing stuff because this is going to be very challenging and bringing a lot of issues when it comes to small meshes near the boat. So I have already done the simulation and I have the geometry open in front of me. This is a half domain. I have cut it to half for a symmetry plane. And as you can see, the geometry or the boat is already extracted from the fluid domain. And I have also created a sphere around the boat, which I have called it rotatable. And I'm going to show you in the mesh setting soon. And this is the whole idea. I'm going to rotate this rotatable area together with the boat in the Z direction, which is called the pitch motion, as you are familiar with the terminology. So if I go to mesh, if I quickly open the mesh, I'm going to show you that I have also two body of influences, this one and that one, and I'm going to refine my mesh around this body of influences because these are the area of the free water surface and the area around the boat, and they are going to be refined actually. So if you look at the mesh quickly, so you can see that this is refined around the body of influences that I have already defined. I have also an inflation layer or several inflation layers around the boat. And I have also done some name selection. I have called my boat barge or whatever you can call it. I have this half sphere called rotatable. I have the symmetry side on the top. I have the outlets at the outlets. I have the inlets at the inlets, and I have the symmetry plane. So this is the mesh. Let's get quickly to the setup and solution. So if we open the Fluent, the first thing that I'm going to have is I'm going to make the time to transient, or I have already done it, so I'm just going to show you basically. So the transient is on, the gravitational acceleration is set at y direction, and then the next thing is the model. I have used for the viscous model I have used SSTK omega model. For the multi-phase flow I have turned on the volume of fluid and also the open channel flow together with the implicit body force. Before defining the phases, make sure that you specify your fluids, which are air and water liquid. And then once you go to phase tab, your primary phase is air. I have called it air, and the secondary phase is water, which is called water as well. So this is the multi-phase flow setup. And then one thing, make sure that in the cell zone conditions, your rotatable body is actually under fluid, not under the solid. If it's under solid, bring it back under the fluid. Let me show you the domain here as well. This is my domain. So the rotatable body, the bolts, and the inlet and outlet, and the fluid domain. So the next thing is the boundary condition. For channel flow setup, the inlet should be pressure inlet. The pressure inlets, you don't basically define or specify the pressure, but what it does, it calculates the pressure in the hydrostatic pressure in the inlets when it comes to the simulation. So you don't basically specify any pressure here. It's just called pressure inlet for some reason. And then in the multi-phase tab, your secondary phase is water for inlets. And then you have to specify the free surface level and the velocity. My free surface level is at 0, so I have already made sure that my free surface level in the geometry is at 0. You have to specify a velocity for your inlet, and then the bottom level is -2. So from the free surface level, which is 0, to this bottom is -2 meter. And then the x velocity is an expression that I have defined under named expression. So you can look at this. This is a sine wave with the amplitude of 1.2 and the frequency of 0.5 hertz. So this is going to give me some special wave motion, and you will see it shortly. So this is my inlet, and the outlet also in the multi-phase. Make sure that you specify the free surface level and the bottom level. That is it for boundary conditions. The rest is either wall or our symmetry planes. In the mesh interface, make sure that you have the mesh interface either automatically generated or you generated yourself. If it's not generated correctly, delete it and generate it yourself. This is the interface. This is a very important part. You have to make an interface between your rotatable domain and the fluid domain, because they are going to send information between the domains. And the contact region of source and target are basically the surfaces between the rotatable and the fluid domain. This is very important. And then it comes the dynamic mesh. As I told you, I'm not going to use any smoothing or remeshing technique, but rather I would like to have my rotatable domain rotates together with the boat as a result of the fluid interaction with the solid. So the wave motion is going to give me some rotation around the z-axis. So I'm not prescribing any motion to the boat or the rotatable domain, but it's the water, the motion of the water, that is giving me some rotation around the z-axis. So under 6 degree of freedom, I have defined already something called pitch. This information I've got it from Discovery. The mass of my boat is 300-29. It's going to rotate around the z-axis, and the center of rotation, as you can see, and the moment of inertia in z direction is 27.3, and make sure that you have 1 degree of freedom rotation, because it's going to rotate around z-axis only. That's the only rotation or the only motion that you have for your body. Then you go to dynamic mesh zones. So the first thing that you specify is for your boat. So the only thing that you have to specify is the center of gravity. These things are by default 0. 6 DOF is on. And then the next thing is rotatable zone, as I told you. So I would like to rotate this rotatable zone together with the boat in order to avoid remeshing. So this is the mesh around the body that is going to rotate as well, right? But the only thing is that you have to make the passive option on, because we are not going to have the fluid forces actively working on this part. So this is a fake motion. This is just for having the just to avoid the remeshing part, right? So make sure to have the passive option on for this rotatable side. Then the only thing remains is the initialization and patching your fluid domain. So first thing, you have to define your region of water for patching, and I have defined the region. So this is from minus infinity to infinity in x direction, the same for z, but for y, I'm going to have the domain from -2 to 0 as my water region. And then the next thing, you initialize it, hybrid initialization, either hybrid or standard initialization, doesn't matter. And then you go to patch, you select the water, you select volume fraction 1, and then the region water, and you patch it. And what you get is, I think I can show you. This simulation is already run. It's not going to be really representative of initial condition, but it can give us some idea. So you will get a region of water from -2 to 0, and a region of air from 0 to, I think it's 2. So it's going to be split to 2 parts as initial condition. And then I have run the calculation for, 100 number of time steps with the time steps of 0.05. And I think we can take a look at some animations. So let's take a look at the animation of the water motion and the boat. You can see that the water is wavy, and it gives some motion in z direction to the boat as well. So we can zoom in a little bit and look at this motion here. And we can also take a look at the mesh rotation. So this is the rotatable side, as I told you, and it's the pure rotation from the interaction of the fluid, the wavy water surface on the boat itself. We are not prescribing any motion to the boat whatsoever. I think that's it. I wanted to show you how we can do dynamic mesh without really doing any remeshing or layering or etc. And I hope it has helped. Thank you. Until next time.